The new year brought a welcome pay hike for Nebraskans earning the minimum wage, going into effect just a couple months after voters overwhelmingly passed the increase.
But now that the law has passed, some lawmakers, some small businesses, and lobbyists are hoping to rein things back. 10/11 Now's Bailey Bischoff has spent weeks gathering the viewpoints of those affected, and she has this report.
I will try and pick up.
From smiling staff to shining produce and neat shelves.
The store has actually been in business, I believe, since 1945.
At Economy Hometown Market in Stromsburg, it's the little details that matter, like carrying the groceries to every customer's car. Owner Ronnie Branting says whether small town stores like hers continue to exist and thrive is up to the legislature, which is currently weighing two changes to the minimum wage laws voters approved last year.
Look at any small towns that have lost their grocery store or don't have that type of service. That means everyone in your community has to drive elsewhere for their very basic needs.
Lincoln Senator Jane Raybould has prioritized a bill that combined two efforts aimed at softening the blow of the recently approved minimum wage laws that increased the minimum wage to $10.50 an hour in January, will raise it to $15 an hour by 2026, and promises annual raises every year after that too. Raybould says she's heard from businesses who are already suffering.
It is a tremendous burden for any type of operator to be able to pay this increase in wage.
The first change would cap the minimum wage for 14 to 17-year-olds at $10.50 an hour indefinitely. It's garnered a lot of attention from teen workers themselves.
I am 15 and I am.
One is Emma Haar, who works as a receptionist at a hair salon in Grand Island. She's worked since she was 14 with the goal of helping her family make ends meet.
It's made a really big difference.
Emma says while she understands the goals behind the bill, she doesn't support it.
It's kind of just discriminating teenagers based on the fact that they're younger.
18-year-old Hoda Alkafaji, who has been working since she was 14 years old, agrees.
Just keeping that same $10 an hour isn't going to be enough for that person who's trying to create something for themselves.
Back in Stromsburg, Ronnie says the only members of her staff who make minimum wage are her teen workers.
They don't have the responsibilities as the same as our adult employees, so we feel it's important for them to have a separate wage.
That's a sentiment Raybould echoed, citing federal restrictions on teen workers that limit how many hours they can work and what tasks they can do. She says there is an amendment in the bill to exempt emancipated teens who aren't supported by parents from the youth wage. Ken Smith with Nebraska Appleseed says that's not enough.
Even with that amendment, the weight of this policy change would fall on a lot of youth workers who are providing a vital income stream for their families.
The second change would cap the amount the minimum wage will grow each year to 1.5%.
It is more reasonable, predictable, and reliable for businesses.
Nebraska Appleseed said bottom line, 60% of Nebraska voters approved the raises, and the legislature should respect that.
It's a direct affront to the voters of Nebraska who just took a stand and said, we need to bring our wages closer to a living wage.
The bills haven't been debated by the full legislature, but Raybould says she'll keep pushing for the changes for the sake of small businesses, who say this is a matter of keeping doors open.
We love Stromsburg and we love living here, and we're very thankful for our customers, and we'd like to be able to keep the store open and keep it available.
When asked about a potential conflict of interest with Raybould's family owning Super Saver and Russ's Market, she didn't deny that the law would impact her stores, but said it was bigger than just her family's business.